Hello guys, hope you all are doing well. In today's session, we will do active passive lab for Palo Alto. So in this lab, first we'll configure the control link and data link interfaces. Here we are going to configure ETH1 and ETH5 as control link primary and backup interface. Similarly, for data link, ETH6 and ETH7 would be used as a primary and backup data link interfaces. In this lab, we'll configure only one interface as of now. In following sessions, we'll see what would be the use and when we can use the secondary backup links. Okay, now let's first start to configure interfaces as HA. This is basically uh, topology that we will be referring. Um, in this, we have two Palo Alto firewalls configured, and here is you can say it as a test PC connected on the LAN side of the network, and this router we can say it's as a internet PC connected on WAN side of the router. And basically rest is all the setup is pretty simple. Now let's start with configuring HA. So first of all, um, we'll be using ETH3 as a primary link, so we will make it interface type as a HA, and ETH5 we will use as a primary link for data link. Then once that's done, we need to make sure that the state is up for both ETH3 and ETH5. It is already and up. Okay, that's cool. So once that's done, our next step is to start configuring the high availability section. So we will go over device tab. Here you will see high availability. On this setup, you need to enable high availability. We will give group ID as 10. We'll configure this in active passive mode, enable config sync, and the IP address pattern that we are going to follow is peer IP. We will give as 192.168.168.37, right? Then next thing that we need to configure is control link. So we need to make use of our ETH4 interface as our primary control link. So we will configure primary control link over here, and therein just let me take a quick look what is done here. ETH3, ETH4, 5 and ETH3, ETH4, ETH5 and 6, right? So yeah, basically we need to make use of ETH3 over here. So let's come over here and configure ETH3 as a primary, and IP address of ETH3, that let me make it ETH3 here, 192.168.168.168.168.36 with the net mask of /24. As both the firewalls control link interfaces are in the same subnet, we are not going to provide any gateway. If they are in a different network, then we need to enable gateway to route the packets correctly. So once primary control link has been configured, our next step is to configure. This one is also fine. Our next step is to configure primary data link. So we will come to data link tab, enable session synchronization. We'll select ETH5 and then 192.168, I think 77.36 that we will be using here. Yep, and it will be in a same /24 subnet. Here in this case, as they are directly connected, we will be using transport as Ethernet. If they are not directly connected, then we need to use IP as a transport for uh, connectivity between them. Once that's done, our next step would be to configure election settings on this firewall. So lower the priority of the firewall, it becomes the active. So in this case, we will give priority of our HA1 firewall as 90, and we will use preemption in this case, right? So once that's done, active, passive link status, shutdown, moving failed one. Yeah, let's keep it as a default there. Fine. So this is done. Once this is done, right now on peer side of the firewall, we'll push commit here first. Let's give commit. Web server requesting last config in the middle of this one. Commit failed. Okay. Okay. Let's give another try. Okay, cool. Commit has been completed. Now on HA2 firewall, similarly, we need to go to interfaces that will be using primary control link here and the primary data link as ETH1/5. So once this both interfaces has been configured here, we will come to high availability state. We need to make sure that the group ID matches. Peer ID we need to give 192.168.168.36, right? Once this is done, HA1 primary link we will give it as 192.168.168.37 and subnet mask of /24. Yeah, and then HA primary link we will configure as 192.168.77.37. Yep, that's right. Next, backup port will not configure for now. Primary priority will give it as 110 with preemption enabled, and rest of the config should be fine. Let's put commit on this one. Oh, okay. So here basically we have not configured the port. That's what the error it is giving. Okay, cool. Now the configuration has been completed. Let's go to dashboard, and you can see that the status of local is active and it is still peer is in still initialization state. In the meantime, let's log into CLI of firewall, and you can see HA is at the moment it's showing non-functional. Let's check status here. Okay, it says path down. Let me take a quick look on why it stays path down. Maybe something. Oh, there is this monitoring path configured. That's the reason it's complaining on path down. Remove that. Giving a push now. Okay, cool. Now you can see that the state is passive. It will take a while for it to change the state to active. Let's synchronize with peer. Yeah, synchronizing it is still in process. Yeah, let it synchronize. In the meantime, let's log into our kind of, we'll name it as test PC. Right. So as a test, we will do ping from test PC to PC on internet. Right. As you can see that the connectivity is there. Let let us run continuous ping test. Yeah. Now let's quickly check the state. As you can see, it has turned active now. Now let's fail over and see if the transition from active to passive happens fine or not. So we have failed over to passive firewall, and you can see that the state is suspended and the ping is still going on. This few drops that we can see is maybe glitch in EUNG or something like that. So when we come here, you can see that the active is peer and local state has changed to suspended, which is user requested. And if we come here and check, now it is active. Now once we change configuration to operationally make it active, it will be again take role as active, because we have enabled preemption on it and has given priority to make it a active firewall. So now it is living and it is in passive state. uh, we need to give it a while to take to the to for it to get into active state. Right. Now, in the meantime, it is going into active state. Let's configure one more thing and test, that is path monitoring thing. So let's go into link and path monitoring. Um, let's configure path monitoring. So in our topology, we cannot test link monitoring due to as it's a virtualized environment, we won't be able to replicate link monitoring failure, but we can test path monitoring. So in this case, this router that we can see, it is configured with the IP address of 1.1.1.2. We will configure path monitoring for this Palo Alto firewall 1 towards this one, and then we will make this link to go down, and in such a way that path monitoring would fail and Palo Alto firewall 2 will take over the role. Right. So we will do add virtual path. Uh, in the name, we will select virtual router 1, and destination IP we will select 1.1.1.2. So, and the ping interval value and ping count will keep it same. Let's push commit. Before that, this firewall should have taken role as active, which it has, so that's cool. Let's put commit now. Great. Now we'll go into R3 router, and from R3 router, what we will do is we'll make this interface 0/0 to go down, so that Mhm. Just a moment. Mhm. Right, let's check what's happening here. Okay, device virtual router VR1.1 enabled, ping interval 200 ping count. This one. Okay, let's get into router. Yep, there you see now it entered into non-functional state. So if we look at here now, it went into non-functional state saying path down. And now this firewall would take role as active again, and peer 1 would be non-functional due to path monitoring triggered. It has changed its state to non-functional path down. And let's quickly check connectivity from our test PC. Yeah, that's the R6, this one, and we can see that the traffic is flowing smooth. So this is the basic lab for active passive HA on Palo Alto firewall. Please do comment if you have any questions. I will try to answer it. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.